Morning, everybody. Today we are here in Baltimore at Jesco Equipment. I'm picking up a John Deere excavator and we're hauling it up into Pennsylvania to Acme today. So I'm going to go ahead and get broken down, and then we'll go get this excavator loaded up and we'll hit the road. So I had to pull you guys off of there. There's a power line right there I don't want to run into. So put you guys over here to finish loading this. All right, we got that on there. Turns out, see, they're all different. We have plenty of clearance for the boom there, and we didn't even need a block. So I ended up taking that back out. I'll just throw this back in here. That block's about done. So yeah, we got that loaded. I think we look good there. Yeah, that looks pretty good. So now we'll get the truck hooked back up and and get some measurements for Jen. She can start pulling some permits. All right, we got her tied down. Now we got to check gauge pressures, get our permits, and we can roll. So we are right at 60. Yeah, 60 and 68. just stopped here in Hagerstown, Maryland to get some fuel. So we're all fueled up now. We're gonna keep heading our way up towards Acme. One snag we ran into. So these permit places, permit offices, they do weird stuff. So they usually take day before holidays, so Easter last weekend on Sunday. So I knew that you wouldn't be able to permit on Friday. Most places, Friday they weren't issuing any permits. But I figured Monday, no problem, and that was the case with Pennsylvania. We were able to pull the permit for Pennsylvania, but we have to jump on the turnpike for like 20 miles from Somerset over to the Donegal exit. So we went to the turnpike permit site because we're 10-6 wide, and we go to pull that permit, and they won't issue permits for today because it's the day after Easter. So then our alternative route, without getting on the turnpike, goes all the way up to Johnstown, and then takes little bitty roads out of Johnstown back down to Acme, which adds like 50 miles and probably at least 2 hours worth of time negotiating all those little back roads. So we weren't going to end up being able to get this delivered today because of that. So we decided it was better to just stop in Somerset and then run the turnpike across in the morning. So we pulled a permit for tomorrow, which was, that permit's going to cost us, permit plus the toll is about $100 for 20 miles across the turnpike, which is just ridiculous. But we got that permit pulled, we got the PA permit, so now we just have to get up to Somerset. We're going to stay the night at the hotel there. And then I will get up in the morning and run across the turnpike to Donegal, get off there, and get to my delivery. I should be there around 7. The guy that is receiving this said that there should be somebody there around 8. So I'm going to get there, get it unloaded, and then when he gets there, all I'll have to do is sign paperwork, and we'll be ready to roll. And then we have to head up to Claysburg. The plan was to get this delivered straight through today, and then we'd be able to get up to Claysburg before we got a hotel, and then first thing in the morning load up Claysburg and then New Hampshire. Now we got about 100 miles to do, or I think it's 75 if we come back across the turnpike to get to Claysburg. So we have about 75 miles to do before we even load up tomorrow. So that'll delay us a little bit. But, you run oversized stuff, and this is part of it. So, at least we have it figured out now. Now, I got to get back on to 70, take this over to 68, and then run it in all the way over to 219. And we'll take 219 up to Somerset. Get a hotel for the night, and then we're on to I-76, which is the Pennsylvania Turnpike in the morning. Take that over to the Donegal exit, and then it's only a couple miles off the Donegal exit to get to delivery. But that's where we're at. So we'll just keep riding. guys, we are here at the Quality Inn in Somerset. I gotta be honest with you guys, it's not looking too good here. So the deal with the hotels around here, there are some nicer ones. The nicer ones are like $150 a night, and then there's like 3 that are not as nice, and they're like $50 a night. So usually when you get a $50 hotel, it is it's not the best quality, even if the name is quality. So yeah, I guess as long as they have a shower and a bed and, you know, all the basics, then I guess it'll be all right for a night. Yeah. So, but my wife Jen was looking at some of the amenities here, and I guess they do have fitness center with a treadmill, and she said they have a pool table, so maybe that'll be something to kill some time. We just we got here very early, so it's not even check-in time yet. It's like 2:30. I probably could have made it to delivery today, but I thought that coming up 219 up from Maryland was going to take a lot longer. But it's all really good highway, you know, divided 4-lane highway, so it really didn't take that long. And then you know, but I had never been up that way, so I didn't know what it was going to be like. We probably could have figured it out if we did a little more research, but we didn't. So I'm just gonna grab the key out of this thing. So yeah, sorry, I'm kind of climbing on this thing like a jungle gym. There's no step down on this side. You guys see that? There's one on the back, but I think the one up here got ripped off. Something. So you got to kind of climb down the tracks. Try not to fall. So anyway, yeah. So again, the turnpike wouldn't give me a permit today, because it's the Monday after Easter, and I guess they don't want to. So we got a permit for tomorrow, but I'm not allowed on until till the morning. I would just run it. It's only 20 miles or 23 miles down the turnpike. But if they know there's not supposed to be any permitted loads on the turnpike and you're the only one, I feel like that's pretty easy to grab you for that. So I didn't want to chance it. So that'll about do it for today. here. Almost got stuck in the back there. It looked like there was a spot to turn around back there. Then I got back there and it was not as big as I thought it was. But I didn't get stuck. I got turned around. So now we can get this excavator unloaded, and then we just have to wait for them to show up and yeah, get our paperwork signed and we'll be done. Alright, see if we can get this thing off of here. I don't know where we're gonna put it. He's got a... See, I was gonna turn around when I first came in, but they have string lines run up in here, so I didn't want to run those over and mess them up. So maybe we'll just park it like up here, or I could back it up right beside this truck, I guess. So we'll see. Right, there it is. I'll get hooked back up. All right, guys, that's gonna do it for this one. Another excavator delivered. Now I just got to wait for the receiver to show up here. He said they'll be here around 8. It's 7:30 right now. So once he shows up, I'll get paperwork signed, and then we'll be done with this one and on to the next one. So I just want to take a minute, tell you guys thank you for watching, and I do appreciate all the likes and all the comments and everything. yeah, so if you enjoy this content, please like and subscribe. Comment below, tell me what you like, what you don't like. If you're a trucker, you know, I appreciate you watching, and share some of your stories. You know, if you have experience hauling equipment or whatever, I'd like to hear from you. So I will see you guys in the next video, and stay tuned for more heavy haul.